A beautiful morning to you out there, esteemed listeners. This is Carnival Radio Enjoyment Unlimited Station. And you are very much welcome to Carnival Radio Breakfast Show. And this is Newspaper Review. I am Ibrahim Adebayo. These are the headlines in the newspaper. Hunger protest. Attempted regime change. Council of State. Edu meets NNPC. Order on crude oil says to local refineries in Naira. CJ end-to-end 64 million Naira annually as Tinubu signs new remuneration bill into law. $109 senators earn 1.4 billion naira annually. EFCC donates 50 billion naira crime proceed to NEL fund. Now the news in detail. Hunger protest. Attempted regime change, says Council of State. The Council of State yesterday described a recent protest against bad governance in the country as an attempted regime change. The council, comprising former president and head of state, the president of the Senate, and speakers of House of Representatives, the serving and the retired Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, as well as other state governors, also passed a vote of confidence on President Bola Tinubu administration. The former leaders that passed the confidence vote on President Tinubu include General Yakubu Gowon, Muhammadu Buhari, and Abdulsalami Abubakar, as well as the former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Both former Presidents Buhari and Jonathan attended the meeting physically, while General Gowon and Abubakar joined virtually. However, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo and General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida IBB were absent, and there was no reason given for their absence. Briefing State House correspondent after the meeting, holding for the first time under President Bola Tinubu administration, the Minister of Solid Mineral Development, Dele Alake, said the council praised Tinubu for resisting a forcible takeover of government. Alake said the National Security NSA Malam Nuhu Ribadu briefed the council on the security situation in the country, especially on issues before, during, and after the nationwide protest. He said the End Bad Governance protest was not a protest but a movement, adding that the Council of State thought that nobody should be allowed to truncate the hard-earned democracy and that any changes will be through the ballot box and not by insurrection. He revealed that 7 ministers made presentations to the council on the progress being made on the economic diversification and economy. Alake said further, and I quote, "As you are all aware, the Council of State just concluded its meeting, and we are all with all the former heads of states in attendance, physically or virtually." The quote continued. The last count, I think most of them were physically attending. The former head of state, General Buhari, and President Goodluck Jonathan were there physically, and the rest were there virtually. So in essence, in principle, all of them were in attendance, and that is very eloquent testimony to the kind of support they are giving to the current President Bola Tinubu administration. A lot of issues were exhaustively discussed at the meeting, and of course, you know that apart from the former head of state, the constitutional composition of the Council of State include governors, security advisor, attorney general, and the rest. So the governor were in attendance as well. Of course, at the end of it, matter of state of the nation were discussed in a robust and frank manner, and the national security advisor also was on hand to present the security situation in the country. He did not inform the Council of State about the pre, during, and post events of the protest. He did inform the Council of State about the pre, during, and post event of the protest, which I do not call a protest. I call it a movement to effect a change of regime by force, which was also restricted. End of quote from Dele Alake. For more details on the news, you can visit the Vanguard newspaper. Hunger protest, attempted regime change, says Council of State. Edu meet NMPC orders on crude oil, says to local refineries in Naira. The federal government has moved to ensure a each-free implementation of President Bola Tinubu directive for the sales of crude oil to local refineries in Nairas by meeting with the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited Group Managing Director Miliki Yari and relevant stakeholders. The other stakeholders from sectors involved in the petrol and finance industry. At the meeting include Eneke Lokpobiri, Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Sakios Adedeji, Executive Chairman, Federal Inland Revenue Service, and Lydia Jafia, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Finance. The meeting, which was convened by Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, took place in the Finance Ministry in Abuja yesterday. Federal Executive Council had on July 29, President Tinubu proposal for NMPC to halt the sales of crude oil to local refinery in foreign currency. FEC, which approved that 450,000 barrels for domestic consumption be sold to the refinery in Naira, said the decision was to stabilize pump price of refined fuel and the dollar-naira exchange rate. A statement by Mohammed Maga, Director of Information and Public Relations in the Ministry of Finance, said Edu and the stakeholders engaged in an in-depth discussion aimed at addressing the long-standing challenges within the petroleum sector. Challenges, according to the statement, have often hindered the full potential of Nigerian oil industry, particularly in relation to refining capacity and financial stability. It added that the sales of crude oil to local refinery in Naira is intended to support their operations and strengthen the domestic economy. Edu, according to the statement, expressed optimism about the initiative, emphasizing that collective effort of the party at the meeting will be crucial in ensuring its success. The statement partly read on Monday. The Honorable Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of Economy, Wale Edu, led a key meeting aimed at implementing President Bola Tinubu directive for the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited to seize crude oil to local refinery in Naira. For more details on the news, you can visit the Nation newspaper. Edu meets NMPC. Orders on crude oil says to local refineries in Naira. CJN to earn 64 million naira per annum as President Tinubu signs new remuneration bill into law. Judicial officer yesterday got a 300% raise in their remuneration with the signing of the judicial office order salaries and allowances bill into law by President Bola Tinubu. The Chief Justice of Nigeria will now earn 64 million naira annually. The President of the Court of Appeal is to earn 62.4 million naira annually, while the Justice of the Supreme Court will earn 61.4 million annually as well. The Senate passed the bill on June 5. The House of Representatives passed it earlier on March 20. The new law provides a monthly package of 5.39 million for the CJN. The Justice of the Supreme Court are to take home 4.2 million naira, while the President of the Court of Appeal is to earn 4.48 million per month. Justice of the Court of Appeal had to earn 3.7 million monthly. Chief Justice of the Federal High Court, President of the National Industrial Court, Chief Justice of the FCT High Court, Grand Codi, FCT Sharia Court of Appeal, President of the Customary Court of Appeal, Chief Justice of the State High Court, and Grand Codi of the State Sharia Court of Appeal, and President of the State Customary Court of Appeal are to earn a monthly package of 3.53 million naira. Special advisor to the President on Senate matter, Senator Bashir Lado, in a statement held the signing of the bill into law, he says, and I quote, This is extraordinary move. Underscore, Mr. President, absolute prioritization of the welfare of Nigerians workers above else. Just like he did when he recently put on hold an ongoing Federal Executive Council meeting to ascend the new National Minimum Wage Bill into law. This is a landmark decision reflects Mr. President's profound dedication to ensuring that every salary earner in Nigeria, especially those serving in vital and strategic roles, receive recognition and compensation they deserve. By prioritizing the financial well-being of our judicial officers, Mr. President is not only reinforcing the integrity of our justice system, but also setting a new standard for the leadership that truly value the hard work and sacrifice of all Nigerians workers. Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, welcomed the development. In a statement by his spokesman, Kamaluddin Ogundele, the AGF said, and I quote, by this historic ascent, this is yearning of the judicial officers across the country for better condition of service has been met. The quote continued, judicial officers in Nigeria have been on same salary for almost 2 decades. President Tinubu has consistently demonstrated his commitment to sustainable reform of the administration of justice. This is an important component of this reform. The review of the judicial remuneration is a first and important step towards achieving a judicial system that works in the interest of all Nigerians. For more details on the news, you can visit the Nation newspaper. CJN to earn 64 million naira annually as Tinubu signs new remuneration bill into law. 109 senators earn 1.4 billion annually. The Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission has said that each of 109 senators in the upper chambers receives a total of 1.6 million naira in salary and allowances per month. It clarifies this in response to the recent controversy over the real amount each lawmaker earns per month. This means each lawmaker earns 12.7 million in 12 months, and the federal government make a total of expenditure of 1.4 billion annually for all senators. The Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission Chairman Muhammad Shehu said this in a statement personally signed yesterday in Abuja. A breakdown of their monthly earning revealed that each senator collects a monthly salary and allowances of 1.6 million naira monthly, consisting of basic salary of 168,000 naira, 866 naira. Motor vehicle dwellings and maintenance allowance 126,000 naira, 650. And personal assistance 42,216. Other include domestic staff 126,000, entertainment 50,000, utility 50,000, newspaper 25,000 naira, wardrobe allowance 42,000 naira, house maintenance 8,000 naira, and constituency allowance 422,166 naira. The statement added, it is instructive to note that some allowances are regular, while others are not regular. Regular allowances are paid regularly with basic salary, while non-regular allowances are paid as at when due. Recently, a former senator, Shehu Sani, claimed that each senator received a monthly running cost of 13.5 million in addition to 750,000 monthly payment prescribed by the commission. By responding, Shehu clarified that the Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission does not possess the constitutional authority to enforce compliance with the remuneration package for lawmakers. He, however, stated that this gap is being addressed by the National Assembly. Shehu stated that apart from the President, Vice President, Senate President, and Speaker of House of Representatives, other public and legislative officers no longer receive housing benefits, which was previously the case. On Sunday, the Senate responded to former President Olusegun Obasanjo's recent remark suggesting that lawmakers in both chambers of the National Assembly set their salaries. Senate spokesperson Yemi Adaramodu challenged anyone with credible evidence to refute this, calling the idea that the National Assembly set its salary uncharitable and satanic. Adaramodu clarified that the Senate will receive salaries strictly as allocated by the Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission under the Constitution. Former President Obasanjo, who served from May 1999 to May 2007, has criticized the practice of lawmakers determining their pay, calling it immoral, and recommending that the Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission should handle the setting of salaries and allowances instead. 109 senators earn 1.4 billion annually. For more details on the news, you can visit the Punch newspaper. EFCC donates 50 billion naira crime proceeds to NEL Fund. The Economic and Financial Crime Commission has donated a sum of 50 billion naira to support the Nigerian Education Loan Fund. This was disclosed by the anti-graft agency yesterday when the fund managing director and chief executive officer, Mr. Akintunde Soya, led its management team on a courtesy visit to the EFCC headquarters in Abuja. Soya noted that the fund, an initiative of the President Bola Tinubu-led administration, was designed to provide funding for the education of the indigent students. The statement obtained on the EFCC website partly read, and I quote, Soya appreciated the EFCC for the 50 billion naira injected into NEL fund from the proceeds of crime recovered by the commission. He added that the youth constituents constitute the most populous, restive but neglected segment of our population. President Tinubu identified this as a major problem and put in place a major solution to address the issue. In his remark, the EFCC chairman, Ola Olukoyede, commended President Bola Tinubu for the initiative, which he described as policy issue against crime. He also stated that the lack of parent educational support was a contributing factor to children involvement in financial crimes. He said one of the main incentives for cybercrime is the inability of the parent to fund the education of their children. NEL fund is a policy issue against crime. President Tinubu should be commended for the initiative. The FCC boss advised NEL fund management team to ensure transparency in their dealings, which according to him will assist in the fight against corruption. Olukoyede tasked NEL fund boss to give reports on the disbursement of its money to EFCC, while stressing its commitment to ensure the 50 billion naira donation isn't diluted. For more details on the news, you can visit the Punch newspaper. EFCC donate 50 billion naira crime proceed to NEL fund. Before we bring the newspaper review to a close, these are the headlines again. Hunger protest, attempted regime change, says Council of State. Edu meets NMPC, others on crude oil, says to local refineries in Naira. CJ end-to-end 64 million naira annually as Tinubu signs new remuneration bill into law. 109 senators and 1.4 billion naira annually. EFCC donates 50 billion naira crime proceeds to NEL fund. And that ends the newspaper review on Carnival Radio. Thank you so much for listening. I am Ibrahim Adebayo. You can download the Carnival Media app from the Google Play Store and iOS App Store. Do enjoy the rest of your morning.